No one likes a nag, and while both men and women do it, it's usually women nagging men. But what most men don't realize is that they have the power to stop it in most cases. So I'm going to give you the 7 main reasons why women nag you and what you could do about it in order to stop the nagging. Now, if you're a man and if you've ever dated or been in a relationship with a woman for any significant amount of time, then you've experienced a woman nagging you at some point. Another word commonly used for this is henpecked. But if you've never experienced this, then to be nagged or henpecked is to be constantly criticized, given orders, or just all around complaining and finding fault in just about everything that you do. It's extremely annoying and irritating, and you just don't want to be anywhere near the person who's nagging you. But as I've often said, how women behave towards you is often in response to your behavior. So if she's being a pain in the ass, this is oftentimes due to how you're currently showing up. Now, before you guys get upset, I'm not saying that everything negative she does is your fault or the man's fault. A lot of you guys get your panties in a bunch anytime I tell you that a change in your behavior can change hers, thinking that I'm blaming it all on men. Just remember that 1, I'm coaching men, not women. And 2, there's an actual psychology behind female attraction. And 3, I'm giving you solutions, but you have to understand this in its entirety. Plus, if you blame women for everything and never take responsibility for yourself, you're going to continue to have the same issues over and over again, no matter which woman it is. Yes, the quality of the woman does matter, but so does your behavior. In fact, your behavior probably matters most of all since you're the leader. And like I said, a woman's behavior towards you is usually a response of your own behavior. As an example, if you're consistently masculine and dominant, women are going to be consistently feminine and submissive in most cases. But if you're consistently feminine, women are going to be consistently masculine in most cases. Now, of course, sometimes women are just a mess or they're naturally masculine. These are not your problems to solve in this case. In fact, if you can't live with their personality, don't try to change it. Just move on. But in most cases, a shift in your behavior can change hers. So when it comes to nagging, there's often things that you could do to stop it besides whining and complaining that she's such a nag, which often fuels more nagging because you're not being the competent masculine leader that you should be. So these are the main reasons women are nagging you and what you could do about it to not only keep the peace, but also raise her attraction. Because when a woman's attraction for you is high, she's not nagging you. But before we get started, be sure to head over to my website and join the growing community about sharing ideas and advice on women, relationships, and female attraction. It's completely free. There's no catch. Just head on over to soa.fm and register for free. Or tap on the coaching tab. If you need my personal help and want private one-on-one phone or Zoom coaching, you can find that there too by, like I say, clicking on the coaching tab. No registration is required to book coaching with me. Also, I just wanted to let you guys know I'm once again accepting emails for coaching videos where I answer your questions in a video. I did this a few years ago, but I became so overwhelmed with emails, I just couldn't keep up. So I stopped for a while. I can't guarantee that I will get to your email or how soon I will get to it, if I could actually talk. So if your questions are time sensitive, I recommend visiting my coaching page on my website and scheduling an appointment with me. So just send your questions to my contact page at my website, once again, soa.fm, and that will be listed in the description down below. And just keep your questions short and concise. If they're too long, I'm not even going to look at it. Now, the first reason I'm going to share with you is the most difficult one because you could be doing everything right, but she's still angry and critical of you. So number 1 is there's something outside the relationship that's bothering her. This could be an argument she had with her mother, or maybe she's stressed out from her job, or perhaps she just got some devastating news. In this case, you're most likely the person who's closest to her, so naturally she's going to be taking it out on you. But deep down, what she wants from you is to open her up and give her the space and opportunity to vent without trying to solve her problem. And that last part is especially important. Don't try to solve her problems. Just listen. And if you have an idea for helping her, simply ask her, hey, I have some advice if you would like it. And she will either welcome it or just shut it down right away. So in this case, when she's on an emotional warpath and taking it all out on you, simply ask her, hey, what's up? Is there something you would like to talk about? And encourage her to open up. Now, it's not always easy to do this, and she might be a little stubborn about it, but you might have to be a little persistent in order to get her talking, but it will be worth it in the long run. Now, number 2, she just wants your attention. What most men don't realize is that women crave attention the same way that men crave sex, and they will manipulate, scheme, pout, complain in order to get it, just like men do when they're trying to get sex. Sometimes the way they do it is through nagging or unnecessary drama, especially if you're not getting her hints that she wants your attention. Now, where this gets tricky is if she's using negative ways to get your attention, such as nagging. You don't want to reward her with your attention, or she'll learn that this is the way to get your attention. In other words, she'll nag you anytime she wants your attention because she knows that she'll get it. It's worked in the past. So you want to wait until she's a bit more pleasant and worthy of your reward of attention before you give her what she wants. Number 3, she's just testing you. Sometimes women will do this intentionally, but unconsciously, to see if she could get an emotional reaction out of you. What she's really hoping for is that you don't react at all and remain unaffected by her nagging. The reason why is because that shows emotional strength and that you have a strong frame. Once she realizes your strength, she'll stop. So that's another reason to be sure to show her that her nagging doesn't affect you. Now, number 4 may be one of the strangest reasons for a woman being a nag towards you, and it kind of falls in line with number 2. But in this case, she's just horny, and she's frustrated that you're not touching her or initiating with her. Now, you would think the logical thing for her to do here is that she just tell you that she's horny or to just initiate with you. But we're not dealing with logic here. We're dealing with feelings. She's sexually frustrated and you're not doing anything about it. So she lashes out in her frustration. If you're not sure this is the reason and she just keeps nagging and nagging, to shut her up, just grab her and kiss her passionately. You would be surprised how often this is the case. Number 5, whatever she's nagging you about is a legitimate issue for her. In other words, there's something that you're doing or not doing that she has a legitimate issue with. As an example, say you never put your dishes in the dishwasher after she's asked you many times. You'll save yourself a ton of grief if you just do what she's asking. And this isn't one of those things where she's being unreasonable, but your lack of trying is just causing more problems than it's worth. How you know if it's a legitimate issue is 1, like I said, she's not being unreasonable with her request. And 2, she's been on your case about this rather consistently. So if she continually nags you about the same thing over and over again, you might want to consider just doing what she wants, as long as it's reasonable, of course. Not cooperating often just leads to, well, the next 2 reasons. Number 6, she's experiencing some sort of resentment or contempt towards you, and she's losing or she's lost respect for you. This is really the main reason women fall out of love and relationships fall apart. As much as men hate to hear it, the truth is the success of the relationship rests largely on the happiness of the woman. Be sure to watch my video, Happy Wife, Happy Life, to fully understand this. But my point here is that her view of you has shifted significantly, and she's taken her anger out on your weakness, or what she perceives to be your weakness. And most likely, many of the things that you do or say are triggering some feelings of contempt, resentment, or a lack of respect. But those things that she's feeling about you usually boils down to number 7. And that's because you're incompetent. Nothing frustrates a woman more than an incompetent man. Have you ever noticed how women naturally gravitate towards men who appear to be skilled and knowledgeable about many things? Like everything they do just seems to be done very easily. Well, competence is an extremely attractive trait to women. It helps to make her feel safe and feminine. If you're incompetent, on the other hand, then it could often cause women to feel contempt for you or a lack of respect. Almost all of us have dealt with a woman who's lost respect for us. And I'm sure that you've noticed that women turn into a completely different person when that happens. So I often say women who don't respect you cannot feel love nor attraction for you. So when it comes to respect, competence is key. Now, as you can see, you have more power and control than you think when it comes to a woman nagging you. Of course, some women are just awful people and will always nag you no matter what you do. I recommend that you leave those women to wallow in their own psychosis. Remember, it's not your job to fix them. And for the handful of ladies who watch my videos, if you constantly badger and nag your man, eventually he will shut down and check out of the relationship. When you make a man feel worthless or like he can't do anything right, he begins to think, what's the point? And this is often when men will either just completely shut down or go seeking out nicer girls. The few women who seek out my advice, I always tell them that if you want to get something across to your man, you must be direct with him. Most men won't get your hints simply because we're just not wired that way. We typically don't understand the subtext unless we've been trained or we've trained ourselves to read it and understand it. And those of us who can read it are very few. And there will still be some that we don't get at all. I mean, it's just something to think about. So if you found this video helpful, be sure to give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends and family. And if you want to be notified in real time of future videos that I upload, then be sure to hit the subscribe button and tap on the bell icon right next to it. And if you found this video worthy of a donation, you can find my PayPal link and my Bitcoin wallet address in the description section down below. So that's it for this video. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Have a good one. Bye-bye.